Mamata Banerjee tried to term the protests as being organized by outsiders. She even tried to paint a political picture of the protests. But just look at how people of Bengal have risen against Mamata Banerjee and the complete botched up investigation of Abhaya rape and murder case. The people continue to say justice for Abhaya, and Republic is relentlessly reporting live from Bengal, Kolkata with Republic Bangla. More on this story after the headlines. From Patuli to Ultadanga in Kolkata, doctors form longest human chain stretching up to 14 kilometers. Day after Sandeep Ghosh was arrested in a 2021 corruption case, sources say that Kolkata Police Commissioner is likely to be removed. Kuki Group ITLF forced to respond on Arnab's expose on Manipur drone attack. They do not deny drone bombing in attack but refute foreign involvement. It's a Republic impact. After we exposed the mega land scam, heads roll. Former Muda commissioner suspended. Bridges and houses submerged, roads turned rivers. Andhra Pradesh battles monsoon fury. Center assures all help. Manipur is once again thrust into the national spotlight as drone bombings has left a trail of devastation. In the past 24 hours, a tragic attack in West Imphal region has resulted in the death of a woman and injuries to several others, including 3 police personnel. The situation remains dire with a tense atmosphere near the Kangpokpi district. Our team is on the ground bringing you the latest from the epicenter of the violence, including visuals of the damaged homes and charred vehicles. We have exclusive reports on the Manipur Rifles bunker targeted by drones that dropped mortar shells, one of which exploded while the other remains a dangerous unexploded bomb. Here's a report.
Manipur is once again back in the national spotlight. In the last 24 hours, there have been casualties in the wake of drone bombings. A woman has been killed and several others, including 3 police personnel, were injured in the attack in the West Imphal region. A tense atmosphere prevails in the Senjam Chirang Maning Lekai village. This village borders the hilly Kangpokpi district, not far from the Kotruk area, where 2 people were killed and 9 were injured in a gun and bomb attack on Sunday. The Manipur police have confirmed combing operations by security forces. Manipur DGP has also set up a high-level panel to submit a report by September 13th. Meanwhile, Republic TV is the only channel keeping you up to date with the situation on Ground Zero.
Right now we are in Kadamban area of Imphal West district, and here also the last evening 2 bombs were dropped by drones. It may be mentioned that last evening 5 bombs were dropped in Imphal West area, and 2 of those bombs were dropped in this bunker of the Manipur Rifles, and 1 bomb didn't exploded and it is still here. The live bomb is still visible here. If we can show you the live bomb, here you can see the tail and the sail of the bomb is still intact. This was also dropped via a drone and this didn't explode. We are getting to know that the bomb squad is on its way.
Your channel reached the epicenter of the attack, the village with high-tech drones.
After the drone strikes that were carried out in Imphal West district of Manipur on Sunday, that is 2nd of September, all that remains now in this area are charred vehicles and a strong smell of burnt rubbers and tires. At least 15 vehicles of different sizes were set ablaze. This include around 7 bikes and scooters here, 3 trucks and 1 car. The trucks were properties of the Public Health and Engineering Department, as they were here to do a borewell in order to avail fresh drinking water to the villagers.
This village represents a ghost town following the attack.
The impact of the drone attack that was carried out in this area are clearly visible on the walls and also on the roofs of the buildings. The village has now been abandoned. People have fled to the nearby villages and are seeking safe refuge in the relief camps.
This is the Manipur Rifles bunker. It was targeted when drones dropped 2 mortar shells.
The foothill areas that you can see has been infested by armed militants of various groups who are in suspension of operation with the government of India, and they are now allegedly indulging in violence against the security forces deployed in the valley area for the protection of the villages. One more bomb was dropped in this area, and this is the impact area of that particular cell which was dropped here. 2 live mortars were dropped with the help of drone in this area, and one didn't exploded.
1 shell detonated upon impact, causing significant damage and chaos, while the second shell failed to explode and remained a dangerous live bomb. Eyewitnesses described the situation as chaotic and frightening, with the unexploded shell adding to the tension.
यहाँ पे कल रात को 10:30 बजे करीब यहाँ पे ड्रोन से बम आया और हमने देखते देखते ये बम जो है यहाँ पे गिर गया यहाँ पे, और दूसरा बम जो है हमारा यहाँ पे जो स्टेट का सिक्योरिटी फोर्स है यहाँ पे बंकर के बगल में गिरा, वो नहीं फटा अभी तक। और हमारा लड़कों ने बताया कि 2-3 बम और भी गिरा था, वो जगह ढूंढ रहा हूँ, नहीं मिल रहा है अभी हम ढूंढेंगे उसको। और हम अभी यहाँ पे हमारा स्टेट पुलिस का बम स्क्वाड को भी बता दिया।
लगभग रात का 10:25 PM उस पर पहले मेरा यहाँ का क्या सेकेंड MR और मेरा बस्ती का लड़का लोग यहाँ ड्यूटी कर रहा है। उसी समय पर एक ड्रोन का आवाज़ सुना है, ऐसा सुनकर वो लोग ऊपर में देखा, तब एक बम पहले यहाँ वहाँ गिरा है, वो ब्लास्ट नहीं।
The Home Ministry has filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court. The Home Ministry has slammed the Mamata government in the Supreme Court. MHA has said that Mamata is not cooperating with the CISF. This is a breaking news that's coming in. I'll be joined by my colleague Ridham Anand Bharadwaj.
All right, can I just go to the breaking news that's coming in? The Home Ministry files an affidavit in the top court of the country. Viewers, first of all, let's get this clear. This is an all-out war between the central government and the West Bengal government. And this time, shockingly, it's about security that needed to be provided, arrangements that need to be done for 54 CISF female officers who are present there. If we actually go back to the Republic's, RG Car case that was suo motu taken in the Supreme Court, remember the Supreme Court not able to comprehend the kind of security that was being given by the West Bengal government had said the CISF will be deployed there. Once the CISF was deployed there, now what's happened is now the CISF is not being provided with proper accommodation, with necessary security arrangements that are needed, even transportation that is needed for them to do their job. The Home Ministry finally writes an affidavit in the Supreme Court. If the director can now come to me, I will be showing certain pages because we need to understand the big breaking news that's coming in when there's an all-out war between the top court between the central government, viewers, and the state government. This is an affidavit that I'm holding, which is an exclusive copy of the this is an affidavit that's been filed by the central government, by the Home Ministry in the Supreme Court of India, very seriously saying there is complete non-cooperation from the state government. They've written to the Chief Secretary. In fact, I'm also going to tell you we have clear copies of the letters being written by the Home Ministry to the Chief Secretary in West Bengal, which has not been answered. They've also written to the Kolkata Police Commissioner, not answered. This is coming on the back foot of a big campaign and everybody in India saying it's Mamta versus the people. But Mamta Banerjee now completely disregarding any sort of efforts that need to be made to protect 54 CISF personnel that are currently in the state that have been deployed by the central government. The Home Ministry, when it writes to the top court, says there is complete non-cooperation from the Mamta government. They say that they tried to speak to the Chief Secretary, however, there is no answer. They also say this is not only contempt, viewers, but an all-out non-cooperation for women that is completely needed. One really tries and understands on an afterthought what the anti-rape law is that's passed by the state when they're not able to give any sort of help to the 54 CISF personnel female that are present in the state of Bengal now. And that also to look after the security of the doctors at the RG Car hospital. Let me tell you what all has been stated now and what's been coming out from the Home Ministry, viewers. I want to first go to the words that have been given by the Home Ministry, the central government, in the top court of the country where they filed this affidavit. They slam the Mamta government. They slam the Kolkata Police Commissioner. They say there is no cooperation with CISF by the Mamta Banerjee government. They say no support has been given to the CISF, a very serious charge because the CISF is there to protect the people at the RG Car hospital, the doctors. They've not been given accommodation to stay. They've not been given the security gadgets. They've not been given transportation. The female CISF officers, due to this, are having severe difficulties. To keep this in mind, the Home Ministry has also written a letter to the Chief Secretary of Bengal on the 2nd of September. However, there's no response from the state government. What sort of a government does not reply when CISF has been deployed by the top court of the country? It's a clear contempt of the orders of the Supreme Court, and even more shockingly, the evasive attitude of the Mamta government clearly pinpoints to them not wanting to cooperate also with the CISF. Home Ministry says this should be the top priority of the state government. It's an open attack by the central government on the Mamta Banerjee government where they say, and this is very clear in all-out war, viewers, where they say the inaction with central agencies is the norm. The Home Ministry warns this will jeopardize the solution-oriented approach that is needed here. Viewers, we're seeing this as we've seen our colleague Kishle since morning and since evening reporting on the human chain that has been formed, once again protesting against Mamta Banerjee. It's 3 weeks to the rape and murder of Abhaya, and yet the people of the country continue unabated to protest. Even as this is being done, a completely defiant, contemptuous Mamta Banerjee and the state government not willing to even cooperate with the CISF that has been put there, deployed there by the Supreme Court as a law in Bengal. The Home Ministry also says the CISF had meetings, 2 meetings with the Kolkata Police Commissioner. However, despite that, the contingent of CISF, that is 184 personnel in Kolkata, are facing a lot of difficulties due to, like I said, the non-availability of accommodation, the paucity of transportation, the security gadgets to the lady contingents not being given. We've accessed 3 documents, and I would like to read out from one of the documents that is with us, viewers. I think the most scathing attack from the central government on this case comes when they've written in para 17, which I was reading. It's a 10-page affidavit that speaks about how the Commissioner of Police has also done nothing. Yes, para 16 and para 17, very crucial, where they say there has been no response from the state government to ensure adequate support to the CISF. And lastly, they say there is non-cooperation from the state government. It's a tense situation. It should be top priority right now for the West Bengal government. We have to see how the West Bengal government is going to now try or maybe look at cooperating with the state government, with the central government, and with the CISF.
Thank you so much for that. Rhythm, complete defiance by Mamata government in Bengal. That is the latest breaking that we displayed just now on your screens, viewers. Moving on to another story coming in from Bengal itself on Abhaya rape and murder investigation. Sandeep Ghosh is in CBI net. Will the Kolkata Police Commissioner's head roll next? Goyal is likely to be replaced amid mounting public outrage over his alleged role in the cover-up of RG Kar rape and murder case. On the other hand, protests continue to rage on in Kolkata, with doctors forming the longest human chain in protest. Amid the demonstrations under fire, Mamata Banerjee has passed a new anti-rape bill, Aparajita, mandating capital punishment for offenders. Here's a report.
In a huge development amid the CBI probe into the RG Kar rape and murder case, the Mamata government is considering replacing the Kolkata Police Commissioner Vineet Goyal. Goyal's role as the city police boss has been called into question amid claims of a cover-up in the RG Kar case. Protesters on the streets have also been demanding the ouster of the city police boss in light of the alleged botched RG Kar cover-up. According to sources, Goyal could be replaced by Ajay Ranade and Piyush Pandey as the new commissioner. Amid this massive development, arrested former RG Kar principal Sandeep Ghosh was produced before Kolkata's Bangshal court for custody in corruption case against him. Meanwhile, a prominent playwright has shown the way to Bengal's intellectuals who came out on the streets belatedly after being called out over their silence on the RG Kar rape and murder case. Acclaimed veteran playwright Chandan Sen has decided to return a top honor conferred by the state in solidarity with the protesting junior doctors who have been on the streets chanting justice for Abhaya. Releasing a short statement, the veteran playwright said he was returning the Dinabandhu Mitra Award bestowed on him by the Mamata government in solidarity with the protesters. Meanwhile, facing continuous street protests, the Mamata government tabled and passed an anti-rape bill, Aparajita, guaranteeing death to rapists. Amid uproar in the House, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee urged the governor to sign the bill and send it to President Draupadi Murmu for her assent. Under fire over alleged RG Kar cover-up and facing growing calls to step down, Mamata called for the resignation of Prime Minister Modi, citing rising crimes against women across the country. Bengal leader of opposition Suvendu Adhikari meanwhile questioned the rush in tabling the bill without referring it to a standing committee for wider consultations. Amid the din in the house around the anti-rape bill, junior doctors staged a protest outside the state police headquarters at Lal Bazar, demanding justice in the RG Kar case. A doctor on duty at RG Kar on the night of the rape and murder says there was a 3-hour delay in issuing the death certificate, asking for a probe into what happened in the interim. As the Mamata government passes the anti-rape bill, the big question is, will it quell the protests on the streets or take pressure off the Chief Minister amid calls to quit?
On your screens, viewers, is the human chain that has been formed by protesters in Kolkata. It begins from Patuli Jheel Park in Kolkata and goes all the way 14 kilometers away to Mani Square in Kolkata. 7 points at which the human chain is connecting, starting from Patuli Jheel Park in Kolkata to Mani Square. This is a direct challenge to the Mamata government against the human barricading that was formed by the Kolkata police earlier today. The city of Vijayawada is reeling from unprecedented flooding after receiving a staggering 2200% excess rainfall over the past 3 days. Roads are submerged, bridges are overwhelmed and homes are engulfed in water. In the face of this crisis, both local and national response teams are mobilizing to provide relief. Here's a report on the latest updates and exclusive coverage of the flood impact and ongoing rescue operations.
Roads, bridges, houses submerged. Nature's fury has battered Vijayawada over the last 3 days, leaving a trail of destruction and inundation. The district received over 2200% excess rainfall, flooding several colonies. Your channel Republic TV visited the flood-hit Vijayawada. Here's how we saw the situation pan out.
Just on the other side of this railway track is a residential area where you can see that how waterlogging has been witnessed. People are trying to cross the water and reach their residence. As you can see how severe waterlogging has been witnessed. Well, right now the water level has reduced as we have been seeing that people are still staying back at their residence. Officials have asked residents to of people to not to move around, and also as you can see here how relief materials are being distributed. Well, right now we are standing in Indra Nayak Nagar, which has been also affected badly due to the incessant rains, the heavy floods which has affected the normalcy in Vijayawada, and also at the same time massive waterlogging was witnessed. Water has entered into the houses of the people who have been residing in this particular area, and also as you can see how people are struggling to move out to cross this waterlogging, which has been one of the major issue here, where people have been now trying to be coming out of their residences and moving to a safer place, because the waterlogging has been there since last 2 days and they have been stranded here. But also at the same time officials here have been trying to make sure that people are safe and no untoward situation takes place. Well, as you can see, helicopters and choppers, drones are suppressed here in Vijayawada to ensure that food and relief material reaches to the people here, and also at the same time as you can see how helicopters are being used to make sure that every person who have been stranded at their residence do not suffer because of the waterlogging and flood-like situation which has been witnessed. As you can see here right now also how the water level has gone up, due to which everyone from here has been rescued. People have been moved out from these particular area. Well, Andhra Pradesh's Vijayawada is one of the most affected areas, and that is the reason why we are seeing very many areas have been flood affected, and now due to which the connectivity, the road connectivity is not possible. And as you can see now, the authorities here are using drones to make sure that the relief material reaches the people, and also at the same time there are food, water and also other emergency material is being dropped by at the people who are stranded at their residences. And also at the same time what we have been seeing is that many helicopters have been pressed, and also boats, door to door people are being sent food and also other essential items to make sure that everyone is safe and sound.